hello, and welcome to the Marketing 101 for Small Business Owners podcast. I am your host, Philippa Channer. I'm a content marketing strategist here in Montgomery County, Maryland, and I am passionate about helping small business owners really understand marketing, get a better grip on it, and develop some good, solid marketing strategies. So for the month of July, I've been focusing on inviting a few guests to the table. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say some things over and over again, so I wanted to bring in some other experts that have some great value that they can bring to your business. So today, I'm very honored to be here with Andy Schulkind. Please tell me I didn't mess up your last name.
You didn't. Very well done. Thank you. You would not believe the ways I have heard that pronounced.
Awesome. So what brought you here today was actually your book. Got a copy of your book, Marketing for Small B2B Businesses, How Content Creates Marketing Muscle and Powers Traditional and Digital Marketing. So I really wanted to, I got a chance to, read through the first 3 chapters solidly, ran out of time. So I started skimming through some of the other chapters to grab some bits of nuggets. But please introduce yourself, your little history of how you got started in content marketing and what brings you here today.
Sure. So as you said, I'm Andrew Schulkind. Andrigo is the company, and you just introduced the book. I am a B2B business marketer. We do website development and content marketing for B2B businesses, mostly in the $2 to $25 million range, and frequently with clients who are mission-driven businesses, B Corps and other folks like that, who have a double bottom line kind of a approach.
Okay, awesome. When I hear mission-driven businesses, I immediately go to nonprofits, but not missions is not a nonprofit monopoly. Like other businesses that are for profit still have a mission to accomplish. So I like that you're looking at the company's mission as a focus.
Yeah, and so for them there is a community, some sort of social good of some kind. So I can give you 2 quick examples, both of which are very much not nonprofits. They are, one is a real estate investment trust, and they invest only in affordable housing and charter schools. So very different than a real estate investment trust that's just for profit. So profits are an important part of their mission and their message, but those profits, because they do a good job of investing, power the community impact that they have. So that's one example. Another is investment banking firm, again, not what you would think of typically for a nonprofit, and they do sustainable infrastructure and green energy deals. So that's their mission.
Yes, I do. I've found it interesting to learn a lot more about companies that are focused on some type of green aspect of their business, nonprofits or profits alike. It's amazing just finding different ways to use your business to give back and either protect the environment or protect the people. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So tell me now, your book with the title, obviously it includes B2B marketing, but who is your book for? Is it written for other marketing professionals to help them in their business, or is the goal for business owners who are in a B2B market space to learn more?
More the latter. Business owners and marketers who are working for a business as opposed to marketing professionals, or I guess that they are marketing professionals or marketing consultants. A lot of what's in the book is a survey, right? I won't say it's marketing 101. It really does go beyond that. And it takes a pretty broad view of what marketing is. So it's websites and email marketing and social media, and it touches on branding and it touches on sales and how marketing has to interact with those 2 functions or silos or whatever they might be in your organization. So it does go beyond 101, but I think a lot of it would be familiar to someone who's already running a marketing agency.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I was looking, as I was going through the content, I was thinking to myself, like, a lot of the small businesses that I work with are just getting started. I'm looking at companies that are, started in the last 5 years or less, don't have a ton of revenue yet, may still be just themselves, no staff yet. Right. And so a lot of the content, I'm like, this might be over their head a little bit. So yes, like you're saying, a little bit above the marketing 101 field. So that makes sense now.
Right. Yeah, I hope
And
enough of it is explained well enough that it wouldn't be too hard for folks to grasp, even if it took a couple of trips to Google or
yes,
Chat GPT or whatever your search tool of choice is these days, to
exactly.
find a little bit more foundational information as well.
Yeah. But the book is it's geared for somebody who to really get a full experience of it has a little bit of knowledge about some of the marketing terminologies, what it means, how it's practically applied to their business and so forth. So but I definitely enjoyed and I for myself even learned some more things of different
Oh,
perspectives of
wonderful.
how to look through different marketing just ideas and concepts and a lot of the tips were great. So it was really good.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome, very welcome. And now I'm looking at my notes here, so I don't want to misrepresentation a lot of the questions I developed. But so for local businesses, I find that branding is really essential. It's really essential for them to get out and look beyond just, like you mentioned, their logo and their colors, but really what, branding is for them and how it's lines with their potential sales without really focusing on their branding. They're slowing down their progress. So can you define, I guess, for everybody what branding would mean for you and how it really benefits local businesses to apply branding to their strategy?
Sure. I'm glad you immediately went beyond the idea of what your logo and business card look like, because that is your visual brand, of course, your logo and whatever is captured in sort of a brand guidelines
Yeah.
document. But more critically, there are. Well, I would say, certainly from a marketer's perspective, the brand is basically every touch point you have with a client or prospective client, right? So it's not just your business card, but it's your website. It's every email that you send. It's your storefront, if you were talking about local businesses that are, have a physical presence. All that matters. And in terms of marketing, the brand is making a promise and your marketing is making a promise, and every touch point that you have with your client, including the value that they get from the product or service that they're purchasing from you, has to deliver on that promise. So for me, branding is looking at every aspect of your business, from customer service to fulfillment to everything, and making sure it really is fulfilling that promise, and making sure that the promise that you are making makes sense, that there's real value to it, for the prospect, for the client, and not just sort of marketing fluff, which I think some of us kind of get caught up in a little bit. It sounds
Yes.
good, so we'll say it, but I'm not sure what it means anything for real.
Yes. And I think that that's one thing, especially when we're first starting out, because we don't, a lot of people, when you first start your business, you don't have a voice yet. You really don't know what your voice is. You know what you want your business to accomplish, but how you as an individual fit in your business and how you represent your business hasn't been established yet. So we tend to lean on those. Somebody said this catchphrase. I like that. I'll say it too. But after a while you realize that doesn't really fit with who you are. And I try to encourage a lot of the clients that I work with is to think beyond the branding, again, beyond the appearance, about beyond what your website looks like, to also how you carry yourself. A lot of the people I meet, all of my clients, 100% of my clients I've gotten because I've networked with them or somebody else, not because they found my website or read, saw
Right.
social media. It's somebody I met face to face. And I tell that's, how you introduce yourself to somebody, your pitch, how you talk about your business, and again, how you carry yourself goes a long way with your branding. And it also, you want to be consistent with how you present yourself online, how you present yourself in person. They should be matching, they should be consistent. You want to make sure that you're getting the same person no matter where you encounter them. So,
Exactly. Yes.
yes. Awesome, awesome. And then I have two quotes here that you've mentioned that I wanted to kind of pull some more out of. So the first
Okay.
one is marketing isn't a project, it's a process. So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, a little bit of background from our work is that when I started the company, we really were a production company in terms of we built websites. And actually, before we built websites, we did other things, CD-ROMs, if you remember those,
Yes.
set top or laptop presentations. So that was our focus. And as we sort of migrated into the content marketing world, because I'm not a coder by training, and I'm certainly nobody's idea of a graphic designer, the the kinds of projects that we took on changed, and we realized that the folks who were thinking about, we weren't having that much influence then. We just didn't know any better. But the folks who came to us and were thinking about projects like building a website, okay, now we've got that done. Now we need to create a video. They weren't having nearly the success as clients who had already figured out that, hey, this all has to be part of a program, of a plan that we've put together, that we have to not only plan out at the beginning with some idea of what we want to do, but plan out in a way that there are metrics and milestones and performance indicators of some kind that we can look at and say, hey, this is working, this is not working. So if you've got that process in place, if you've got a system for doing all these things, you're going to be much better off. You're going to have much more success. And that goes from that sort of macro level that I was just talking about to even sort of the day-to-day thing. Someone asked me the other day, what would your advice be to someone who sits down and just doesn't know what they want to create for content today? I was like, well, today is the first part of your problem. Like, you shouldn't be sitting down today to figure out what it is you want to create. There should be an editorial calendar in place. You should probably, since time is always so hard to come by, have ganged up all of your content writing for the week or the month or the quarter or whatever makes sense for you, and be able to knock that out, or have the time to think through it a little bit more. So those kinds of systems are what's going to make it work.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And it sounds like it's the concept of looking beyond marketing, or the difference between marketing tactics and marketing strategy. A lot of times small business owners, they see the tactics that other people are doing and say, oh, I like this. I think that will work for me. But they don't understand everything behind the scenes of why that tactic is working. It's because it's a part of an overall strategy. And it's just one piece of it. And so a lot of times it's the shiny, look at that shiny thing over there. Let's do that. And I'm like, wait, slow down now. What does that mean for your business? How does it align with what we're trying to accomplish? And bring them back to reality a little bit sometimes. Because, sometimes, trying those little shiny tactics are fun, but they don't necessarily work if you don't understand why they even exist in the first place.
Exactly.
Another quote you had mentioned was, marketing isn't only about winning more work. So a lot of times people think, I need to get more clients, I need to get more leads. And so they go to marketing. So can you elaborate on that quote a little bit too?
Sure. I think the biggest way that the biggest other thing that marketing should be doing for you is getting you the right clients, right? Yes. Everyone wants to move up the ladder, so to speak, and have bigger clients and better clients. And usually that means bigger clients or bigger ticket items. But I don't know that that's always the way to more profit, right? Bigger projects come with different issues. We work mostly with small businesses, sort of the $2 to $25 million range, but we have a couple of strategic alliances where we're working with pharmaceutical companies and major financial institutions. And we're not the leads on those projects, but boy, it's a completely different type of fulfillment. Even for the same kind of work, it's just much different expectations in terms of reviews and just everything. So if you're not set up for that, you're looking at a bigger project that's going to cost you money, not make you money. So make sure your marketing is making it clear who you can help and how you can help them. And there's nothing wrong with being aspirational if you do want to move towards bigger projects or things that you think will be more profitable. But make sure that your marketing isn't just casting a wide net. It should be out there casting or helping you cast your net in the right places.
Yes. Yeah. Because even for me, personal experience is, again, I focus a lot on very small businesses just getting started. They're, doesn't have a lot of experience yet in the business world, and just really learning how to crawl, not walking yet. And so I've seen the difference when I have clients who are not just crawling, walking, but running. They've been in existence for over 50 years in some examples. It is a huge different ballgame. They have different expectations of my services, different needs, different reports. They know a little bit more and expect a little bit more for the same services. So it just, that example alone, it is a different ballgame when you start getting into different leads. So if you aren't, not even just your marketing, if your marketing isn't ready for it, but if your own internal processes and how you handle clients aren't ready for it, you might end up getting yourself in more trouble and holding yourself back. So I like that
Absolutely.
perspective. Awesome. And then the last question I had is, so at Channer Consulting, content creation, that's my main thing, my jam, how I help clients do it in 2 phases. We develop the content strategy first, and then we go into the execution phase if they need it. And you have an entire chapter that's dedicated to content marketing, the process of developing that, which I really appreciate. So, and you mentioned something called content partnerships. So this is not something one of the things I've never really thought about before. So can you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by content partnerships and how they can be applied?
Yeah, sure. So I think the simplest way to sum it up is that if there is someone who is not a competitor of yours, usually, although they can be a competitor, this process still works. But what they have to have in common with you is an audience, that you're both speaking to the same audience. Okay. So if you and I could partner up to put out content that appeals to small business owners, because we could talk about the website development process, and you could talk about the content strategy and content development process yourself, and we'd be talking to them. Or you don't have to necessarily create the content together. You could feature me as a guest on your blog and vice versa, right? Or on your podcast. And we would have plenty to talk about that would be interest to the audience that you already have. And of course, not to put too fine an edge on this as we're here on a podcast, but there's a stamp of approval already, right? Your audience trusts me, even though they don't know me, because you have vetted me. You have found out who I am and what I do, and that I'm legit. So that's a great benefit to me in that it's a warm introduction, so to speak, to, sort of put it into networking terms. And of course, there's great value to you because it's content that you didn't have to create yourself. It's expertise that you didn't have to develop or pay someone to do. I'm here. I'm getting something out of it as one partner. You're there getting something out of it as another partner, and your audience benefits as well. So it's awesome. A win all around.
Yeah, one of the examples I was thinking of locally is there's a gym, One Life, that's not too far from where I live. And every now and then outside of their building, there will be this a food truck called Pachamama, and they do juices that, align a lot with the healthy life that, a lot of people who are in the gym don't want to have a bunch of sugary stuff when they come out. And so that's a good partnership. And a lot of times they will do social media posts that cross-pollinate each other, sharing each other's services, saying, hey, either the gym will say, grab a juice on your way out, or the juice company will encourage people to become gym memberships and get to see us, juicers more often. And so that's the kind of partnership I was thinking of. They're seeing their social media content, collaborating with each other.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, and I'm sure a really effective one because it is just so on brand for both of them.
Yes. All right. Perfect. So I am looking forward to finishing the book very soon. I know I skimmed through some things, but I really want to get to the rest. So is the book available yet? And if so, where can people get it?
It is available now. The best place to get it is on Amazon. You can look for that title, of course, but you can also look for my last name. Either way, it'll be there. But marketing for small B2B businesses is probably going to get you a bunch of results.
Okay, perfect. And then if other people want to connect with you, follow your content more, where would you like them to go?
andtogo.com is the best place to find me. That give you an introduction to who we are and what we do in a little deeper sense. I'm also very active on LinkedIn, so you can find me there too.
Awesome. And then you serve clients all across America, or do they have to be in a certain location?
Nope. We're based in New York, in the Hudson Valley of New York, not New York City. So we have a lot of folks in this area, but because of the kind of work we do, we have clients literally from coast to coast and a couple internationally as well.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time to be here with me today and participate. And I'm just excited for our conversation. Hopefully we can do this again with future topics.
Yep, I hope we can. This really has been lovely. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Have a great weekend.